Hi all. As part of my Chess24 Banter Blitz yesterday, I mentioned that I had difficulty remembering a certain line. Actually, this line was prepared and I couldn't recommend it in my King's Crusher Tango course. See that course, King's Crusher TV/opening tango. I do actually show how to handle the Scotch Gambit. I do give some lines there. But there was a particular trap line which I couldn't heartily recommend because there was no onus on it being quite difficult to remember. And I'll show you that here though. I would like it as a revisable video, even just for my own sake, let alone you guys. You might find this interesting. So e4 and the tango move order, knight c6, you can see why I'm going to get Scotch games if they play d4 and knight f3 here. And after e takes, they might not capture with knight takes d4, but I have emphasized a key variation with a disruptive check is my recommendation in this line. But what if they make it a Scotch Gambit? So if they take here, I've got this line bishop b4 check that I've recommended in the course, which is very, very interesting, to put a pawn on c3. And that makes sure that the knight is not going dangerously into d5. It's an interesting line in its own right, but the Scotch Gambit is different. They just leave the pawn there and they play bishop c4. This can be quite annoying, and I would say it's a little bit slow to play g6 here. Just leave that. It gives white too many options. You can play knight f6 and encourage white to play e5. And now a counter thrust d5. So this is a nice way, in my view, an easy way so far of playing against the Scotch Gambit. So knight e4, knight takes d4. Now here is where I really couldn't legitimately put into the course about bishop c5. I thought it was pointless because what I wanted the course also to strengthen my own play with black. And you'll see that actually, bishop d7 is much easier to remember. They give up potentially the light square bishop, and later you try and liberate the bishop across the center, like I played in yesterday's game. But there is a much sharper alternative here, which is kind of sets a trap actually if they're not aware of it. You play actually bishop c5, believe it or not. And it looks as though isn't white winning an exchange. So they take on c6. Okay, so they're dropping f2, and that's a clue there's something up with this actually. So the king's on f1, and now with black, you just play b takes, and if they play bishop takes c6 check here the trap is set. It's a bit of a silly trap. You just play king f8, but if you want to use this trap in some blitz games, and if you win, please do comment on this video. I'll make sure I mention all the traps that I encounter on YouTube. Especially, I'll be encouraged if you do post your wins with this. If you win even in a bullet game or a blitz game, please let me know. So king f8. The point is, I hope you can see the point. The trap is set. So if white plays bishop takes a8, yes, can you guess what do you play here? Okay, bishop a6 check, and it's slicing, isn't it? It's going to be winning the queen. There's a few variations to show you though here. So here after king f8, the key test is to avoid bishop a6, to play queen d3. And here, for example, bishop f5 is dangerous. So white is still in a little bit of bother. If queen f3, bishop d7, and again resetting the trap. So if bishop takes a8, there's again bishop b5 check, winning the queen. But white here plays actually e6. This is a strong move to threaten checkmate, to drag the bishop away, because this is checkmate, so the bishop has to be dragged away, and black is losing a8, but there's sufficient compensation here, according to Stockfish Neural Network at certain depths, that white should be, black should be okay. This is an okay position for black. So you haven't got a lost position here. It's an interesting position actually to play from. You know, whites might have difficulty playing this, especially on a faster time control. The thing is that makes this whole thing, for me, a bit dicey to remember. If we go back, I mean, white's not obliged by any means to go in for this trap at all. In this position, bishop c5 is actually the second most popular move anyway. In this position, white can actually just ignore the whole thing and play bishop e3, trap spoiler. And here, instead of the clear-cut variations of bishop d7, for me, it becomes a little bit more murky what black's supposed to be doing here. So if you castle, you know, knight takes c6, b takes, white can play here bishop takes c5, for example. This is a good move. If bishop takes c6 here, bishop takes, and f takes, here there's queen h4 check, and you know, black's getting an advantage there. So it's all getting a bit tricky here. So bishop taking on c5 is key, I believe. And after taking here, bishop takes, rook b8, queen takes d5, queen e7. This, black is actually, it looks as though, you know, white is 2 pawns up, but black's going to get a pawn back soon. Rook takes b2 and should have good compensation. But I should note, I believe Nakamura has won a game, even though, you know, black had decent compensation. I think black fluffed it up later and managed to lose anyway in a US Championship game. So anyway, I thought I'd point out this trap just in case you did want to venture out and play bishop c5 for an unsuspecting victim here, just trying to win your rook, as if it's, they might think you've mouse slipped, so they might let you take on f2, and they're hoping to win a8. They don't play queen d3, they play bishop takes a8, and then bang, bishop a6, winning the queen, and basically the game is going to be a big advantage after that. You're going to scoop up the bishop after winning the queen. So queen d3, just snap off the queen, and then snap on a8. Great stuff. So I thought I'd mention it. I hope you found this interesting. Maybe you're aware of the trap already. I mean, please let me know if you didn't know about trap. I'd be delighted to know that I've mentioned something you don't know about. I don't really know how much opening theory anyone actually knows, or this trap. I have no idea actually. So it would be really helpful to me if you did say if you didn't know about this kind of trap, and you may use it with the black pieces. It is a very good system against the Scotch gambit in general, by the way. This fearsome gambit. If we just recap. So we have this position, they leave the pawn, they don't play knight takes d4, they leave the pawn. It's good to play knight f6, and then this central counter attack d5 here. This is a very nice move. I always feel pretty comfortable actually if I get this position, especially with bishop d7, not bishop c5. But if you want to try bishop c5, there's some resources in this video to revise now and again. Okay. So if you want to check out the Tango course where I've recommended bishop d7, King's Crusher TV/opening Tango. The review rating is pretty good at the moment, 4.8 on average. I'm very pleased with it. I'm researching for another course. I have been avidly also for quite some considerable time actually. So another course might be coming out in the next few days or weeks. You never know. And there's another playlist, bit.ly/Leela Chess. There's a playlist, King's Crusher TV Discord. And if you want to invite me for a game of chess, either King's Crusher TV by itself or bit.ly/ChessWorld. If you register at ChessWorld, I'll be able to invite you for a game at 5 days a move. A nice casual game, none of this blitz nonsense. Okay, and trivia question. Okay, I'm going to carry this on. You might have missed it from yesterday. The trivia question today: are you a morning person or a night owl? So I'm repeating that one. Actually, there weren't too many takers on that. I'm hoping on this video there's going to be a few more takers. Are you a morning person? You know, you do most of your stuff in the morning, or do you prefer at night? Okay, that's the trivia question today. Help me boost the video in YouTube. Okay, thanks very much.